right, welcome to another episode of Piecing It Together, the podcast where we take a look at a new movie and try to figure out what movies inspired it. And today on the show, we are talking about The Naked Gun, the new version, starring Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson, and I had so much fun with this movie. We are live from Downtown Cinemas with Jason Harris, Doug Ecks, and Mason Gordon, and we had a great time watching a comedy in a movie theater. Imagine that. We haven't really gotten to do that very much lately, but we got to do it over there at Downtown Cinemas, and we had a great conversation. Lots of puzzle pieces to get into. That's coming up here in a second. Before we get to it, of course, I want to remind you to make sure you are subscribed because we got a lot of episodes on the way, but also we got 2 more live shows coming up, so I'm going to plug the hell out of them right now. Next Thursday, actually, it'll be this Thursday when this goes up, August 7th, 6 p.m., Maya Cinemas, we will be there for Weapons. We'll be joined by actor William Mosinger, actor Ernest Curcio, and filmmaker Celine Ochoa, and that movie looks insane. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then I'll be posting any day now about our next live show, which will be back at Downtown Cinemas on Friday, August 29th, 6 p.m. That is going to be the Toxic Avenger, which will be completely insane, and I'm super excited about that. So check piecingpod.com for all the info on all these shows, and get subscribed and enter to win some tickets. And with that said, let's talk about The Naked Gun. All right, so we're going to get this podcast started. I'm David Rosen, the host of the Piecing It Together podcast. We're going to talk about The Naked Gun, but before we get into it, I want to introduce my guest panel here who are here to talk about the movie with me. Kicking it off, Mason Gordon, first time on the show. Introduce yourself to everybody.
Hey, I'm Mason Gordon. I created a sport called Slam Ball, which you might have seen on ESPN, woo-woo. And in a previous life, I wrote comedy, so I think Jason thought this might be cool to invite me to a comedy show that also includes a podcast, so I'm pretty stoked.
Beautiful, absolutely, and happy to have you here. Jason, returning to the show for the millionth time.
Yes.
Introduce yourself.
Still not getting paid by you, Dave. Let's mark that
Never going to happen.
Blood-sucking
Never
leech.
going to happen.
Jason Harris, comedian, filmmaker, and Dave produces my podcast, Awesome Movie Year, and he does a great job.
Right on, right on. That's the nicest thing you've ever said about me, Jason.
Dave is a terrible podcast producer.
That sounds about right. Doug X, first time on the show. Been trying to get him here for a while.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Doug X. Maybe my most prominent public appearance is as Dino Marks, which is a wrestling persona I've adopted. I do commentary for PrideStyle, which is a show in town. And we went to film school once upon a time, forever ago. Me and Jason.
Weird
Nice.
reunion of good people.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, we're going to get into The Naked Gun, and what we do here is we talk about a movie through the lens of what movies might have inspired it. We call those puzzle pieces. We'll get into a bunch of puzzle pieces in a minute, but before we get to it, though, I do want to just say this is the movie I've been looking forward to covering the most all year. And not because of our format, because honestly, for our format, it's going to be kind of a tough one. I mean, it's just, it's The Naked Gun. I mean, what else is it? But to see a comedy in a theater with like-minded people, all just dying laughing, I mean, that's what we're here for. That's why I do these shows, is to go to the movie theaters. Half the time we have to do superhero movies or horror movies or whatever, which they're all great. But like, I'm so happy to be back at Downtown Cinemas to talk about a comedy, to watch a comedy. So I just wanted to say I'm just super excited about this one today. But getting into puzzle pieces, I went into this one kind of, usually I have a few ideas in mind, kind of blank slate here walking into this one. But I will kick it off with my first one that I thought of while watching this movie. And usually, obviously, Naked Gun is more cop-based, but I kept thinking of Mission Impossible with this. I mean, first of all, you got this villain who has this plan to kind of take over the world and like mind control everybody, and like it's a very Mission Impossible villain kind of thing. You also have the Lorne Balfe score, which right from the opening bits, I mean, it's a great stroke of genius to get Lorne Balfe on this, because I mean his scores for the Mission Impossible movies are so damn good, and taking that classic Lalo Schifrin score and like updating it, just making it even more and more exciting with each one of these movies. And then you've got a few other like moments through this that definitely felt like they were just on the nose going for it, like that big moment towards the end where they capture the one guy and they have like the fake room set up so he thinks that he slept through the thing, and then of course they double down on that and triple down on that. But that is like straight from the best Mission Impossible movie, so great stuff.
You left out the most obvious Mission Impossible reference: the little girl ripping her face off.
Totally,
and
absolutely.
Drebin.
Yeah, there you go. So lots of Mission Impossible here, which I was very excited for. I mean, that's another thing. Like, we're living in a world where we haven't had spoof movies in a long time, and the last, like, I don't know, dozen of them before they kind of dropped off were all absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So we have not lived in a world where a good movie could spoof Mission Impossible since it became this huge cultural juggernaut of a movie franchise. So it's very exciting.
My bold prediction is that we're going to get a Hot Shots Part Dieu plus Dieu Maverick.
Oh, we should be so lucky. That would be,
Right.
no, I hate to be negative, but my prediction is we'll get like 2 more really good spoofs, and then they're just going to be shit again. But like, yeah, I would love that.
They
so
did do
much.
a Mission Impossible. I mean, there's been a bunch of them if you want to go back to like Top Secret. But I mean,
Yeah.
Spy Hard with Leslie Nielsen, the star
Oh,
of the
my.
original Naked Gun, was a Mission Impossible influence spoof right there.
Sure, that's right. That was like right at the first one. So yeah, absolutely. But yeah, lots of that stuff in here. Mason, let's go to one from you.
Well, I was really thinking about Airplane 2, the greatest of the spoof
Wow.
Okay.
movies.
Yeah.
And if you remember the inflatable pilot,
Yeah.
I wanted to grow up to be an inflatable pilot, and I was really impressed because this is Akiva from Lonely Island,
Sure.
and it took him and Seth MacFarlane in order to get a film like this in theaters. And the thing I kept thinking about throughout the film was that they're not going for every joke. They're not trying to make every joke great. They're trying to throw so much at the wall
Yeah.
that some of it's intentionally missing. And I got that vibe. So I thought they really captured, that old, get a bunch of writers in a room and get everything up on the screen, and only some of it's going to work. But I
Yeah.
thought enough of it worked to make it a great watch.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I loved about this. It's like if one joke doesn't 100% land, it's like you're just kind of recovering as the next thing comes. And so yeah, it's just so rapid fire. Airplane 2, Jason, did you and I both watch like a clip reel when we did our Airplane Awesome Movie
Yeah,
Year?
so my podcast, Awesome Movie Year, I think, did we cover Airplane even in
Yeah,
1980?
Airplane,
right?
yeah.
So you think Airplane 2 is better than Airplane?
Yes.
That's
Wow,
an
that's
amazing
wild.
take right there.
I love it.
So,
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing about Airplane, if you don't know it, is the Zuckers saw a movie that was on black and white TV from the 50s. They were like, we should make this a spoof movie. And they used an entire script from a war drama and just turned it into a comedy and
Yeah.
everything like that.
They just
So-
kept the exact script,
Yeah, it's the
basically.
exact
and
same script, but
yeah.
just with like gags in it now. And
Yeah.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
It's wonderful. That's
yeah.
great. Yeah.
Not a match for "And Rogers Turned to Jelly." That's the ultimate. That's the ultimate spoof joke for me.
Wonderful.
Spoof film
Wonderful. Jason, let's go to you.
I'm going to keep it since we're in the world of comedy right now. So I actually texted my manager today because between this and Happy Gilmore 2 just going nuts, I told him if he can't sell a script of mine to fire me. What I meant is like I should fire you, but I was like putting the onus on him. Like,
Sure,
hey,
sure.
man, just fire me if you can't do it. But I brought up Happy Gilmore 2 because in the beginning of this movie, you see Drebin and all the other cops paying homage to the dead co-stars of the first Naked Gun. And I thought in Happy Gilmore 2, that was one of my favorite sequences when they're in the graveyard and you see all the kind of gravestones of the characters from the first Happy Gilmore who aren't alive anymore, which includes a great Christopher McDonald. Hi, Grandma.
He's the best part of the movie.
He is. He
yeah.
just eats, bro.
We just recorded an episode on Happy Gilmore 2, which was very fun. Something I liked so much more about this than that, though, is that this doesn't feel the need to. I mean, it's got those references, but at the same time, it
The
doesn't need to
flashback
go
and-
nonstop with the
I think what the lesson is because Happy Gilmore 2 is killing it. Like they would have made so much money if they put that in the theater.
Yeah.
I think that was a mistake, and hopefully there are theatrical audiences for comedies again.
I hope we're watching this the night it opens. I hope this does well.
Yeah, I know. And you packed it out with 7 people in the
Well,
crowd,
you
so.
know, we had a little more earlier, but yeah. Doug, let's go to one from you.
Something I thought about throughout was like you were talking about, like, you know, we don't get to watch comedy so much. It's mostly superhero stuff, and then occasionally an 824. But so like this movie coming out now is probably a reaction to that, and I kept thinking about Batman throughout. I think the opening with the strings from the composer implying the Joker theme and like that whole kick it off like that.
Yeah.
And then at the end when it's like, oh, you don't want to kill him. It's the best thing you could ever do. I thought I went back to Batman Forever.
Yeah, sure.
Where
or Lego
Val
Batman.
Kilmer saves Chris O'Donnell's life by assuring him oh man, you don't want none of this. And then he kills Two-Face on his own by throwing coins at him.
Amazing. I love that. Yeah, I saw an interview with Liam Neeson about this, and like they were talking about how like he didn't even go like and watch the other Naked Guns. He didn't want any of that. He just simply wanted to play this 100% straight, and the score speaks to that. Just the kind of, it's almost gritty, like it's like really like just a straight up action movie, except just packed with jokes from beginning to end, and that's how they play it. And so I think that speaks to that a lot there. I'll go for my next one. This might be a bit of a stretch here, but speaking about how I was just saying with Jason's Happy Gilmore 2 puzzle piece here, and how this one wasn't afraid to not lean on the whole legacy sequel thing and all that kind of stuff. Mad Max Fury Road, which is a legacy sequel that absolutely carves its own path and is its own movie. Yeah, it fits in with the other ones, and there's a through line, but essentially it's its own movie, and it just works 100% on its own without any kind of like need for constant callbacks, constant Easter eggs. It's just a great movie that happens to be a continuation of something that we all knew and loved from back then that they haven't made one of in many, many years.
I guess I'm debating if this is a legacy sequel, right?
Well,
I
think
it's more
very
of a reboot.
It's a reboot slash sequel.
Very
It's
technically, it is a legacy sequel. This isn't the same Naked Gun universe.
yeah, it's his son. You know, it's all their sons. You know.
I don't know. There was a great Easter egg to go absolutely against your premise there. When they walk into the club, among the taxidermy is Priscilla Presley's beaver from
Yeah.
the first
And
movie.
she had a quick cameo of Priscilla Presley.
Yeah.
Great pull. I
Yeah.
didn't know,
Oh.
I didn't know that character name.
I've always
I
think
did
about
see
that.
the beaver. Yeah, I that's like the only one that I caught, but definitely a good Easter egg to throw in there. And I think, was the popcorn bucket real? I don't know. That supposedly they had a beaver popcorn bucket to go for this movie, but I don't know if they really have that at some theaters or not. But
Can I just ask, has anyone had a more plasticized career in front of the feature camera than Liam Neeson? I mean, that was Schindler up there.
yeah, right.
Oh my God, that
Yeah.
was Schindler up there just mainlining chili dogs.
Yeah.
And that was really an experience in itself.
He can do absolutely anything.
So I think playing of that, if you've never seen Liam Neeson on Life is Short, the Ricky Gervais show
So
with Warwick
funny.
Davis, just YouTube Liam Neeson, Ricky Gervais improv. It is the 4 funniest minutes that you'll like. It hurts how funny that is.
So funny. And he's been funny in things before, but he's never really, as far as I could think, he hasn't
Ted.
led a movie.
He did this style in
Right.
Ted.
Yeah, but he
first
wasn't
scene.
like the lead though.
No, not at
yeah,
all.
so it's like to have him lead something. He's just so perfect for it. So
But again, Seth MacFarlane,
Yeah.
and that's the through line.
yeah, exactly. Seth MacFarlane sees it and knows it, and he's probably just been dying to get this made for so long. So let's go to another one here, Mason.
Another building block.
Yeah.
I would say, come back to me.
Okay, sure. Jason, what do we
All
go
right,
with?
I'm gonna go to TV because there's very obvious great comedy television. Arrested Development was the first one I put down. Man's Laughter, an Alrapist. Brought that right to me, the mispronunciation of
Sure.
a joke. And clearly this is heavily Tim Robinson influenced.
Yeah.
I Think You Should Leave, where they just take a scene and go a complete left turn, which they kind of did in Hot Rod, which is a funnier movie. But but if you watch like for instance when CCH Pounder's like, don't wake my husband. He's got the thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's got to get the presentation, or Bill Cunningham's gonna, overtake him. But he trained Bill. Like that's straight Tim Robinson.
Oh yeah,
like,
the
stuff.
most I think you should leave moment in the whole movie is when they're talking about the crab people and they show the picture and the one
thought so too,
the one guy says, "I've met him before." Like,
I kept thinking, you're not gonna tell anyone I housed your burger. Just like weird. I think you should leave references. So.
Oh god, so good. Doug, let's go for one over there.
What did I have? The climax above the WWFC fight.
Yeah.
The catwalk thing, which only happened for a second, to go back to Batman. It's in the Batman. But when they were leaving, and there was like the motorcycles among the crazed individuals, it went back to Matrix Resurrections for me.
Resurrections.
Anyone
Okay.
catch the end? I don't want to spoil it, but there's an ending of that where everyone goes bonkers crazy and they're falling out of buildings, and then there's motorcycles zipping through the.
I
the
love that
crazies.
ending so much.
I love that movie.
I have a theory.
I thought I was the only one.
Yeah,
I
I'm with
have
you.
a theory that in hell they movie night only plays one double feature, and it's the 2 Matrix sequels, and they never show you the first film.
Oh,
What about the 4th one, Legacy?
that's what we're
Speedway?
talking about. We
Yeah.
love over here, but
Right.
not everybody likes that movie. But I'm
Just me and you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's watch it again sometime soon. Yeah.
And I think there was a great thing when they were in the club, which is just like the Batman, when they go to a club and they find out secrets. This is Miss Dumbo eating spaghetti.
Jerry Roosevelt, fat.
Give it to me.
Fatso. Fatso eating spaghetti.
So they make reference to the R word from Black Eyed Peas, but
Yeah.
it's also the return of Fatso, which
Yeah.
I think we left way behind, and I think it's that's one I'll be close to celebrating, but I won't.
Yeah.
But that is, of course, your usual suspects moment where he's like looking around the room, and it's just like, oh. And then that was also done in a SNL digital short where the disgraced Kevin Spacey was the guest host. And I was like, where were you? You're late. I was at a stack of Pogs.
Whatever
they're
we just
the,
randomly picked. Yeah.
they're the geniuses.
Yeah.
Did something happen with Kevin Spacey?
Oh, yeah.
Someone told me.
Oh, yeah.
Was he getting wine from the Bill Cosby collection?
Almost.
I'll give you a skipped over building block.
Yes.
I think the greatest Die Hard clone of all time, Sudden Death. Does anyone
nice.
remember that?
Yes.
So the world's greatest. They made 1,000 Die Hard kind of loosely follow the Die Hard format, but the backdrop of a hockey game. So definitely the WWFC got me laughing, but nothing landed for me as much as PonziScheme.com arena.
Incredible. Yeah. That seems like such an easy joke, and it's so good. I mean, it's great stuff. Back to your cat. I was thinking of Death to Smoochie for that, where they're falling from the
man.
rafters, but during a big show or whatever. But I will go along with Jason's joke a minute, and all that kind of stuff from TV. I'll go with 30 Rock or Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Any of those SNL adjacent, Tina Fey, was it Robert Carlock? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Robert Carlock? Yeah. Any of those kind of shows where they are kind of the bridge between the old school spoof kind of slapstick thing to now, where we haven't had anything. It's been on TV. If anything, it's 30 Rock and Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
On my list, I have the Marx Brothers because of all that fast talk, like take
Sure.
a chair. No, thanks, I already have
There
one.
was
You
so
go
much of
back
it
to
back
that,
then.
right? And that is
Yeah.
all kind of leading from there up to there and everything.
Yeah,
So,
it all comes in, and then all the Zucker stuff in the middle, which of course Naked Gun and Airplane, which we've been talking about. But any others before we open it up to the floor from the three of you? Want to throw in one?
I just
more?
want to say that I was struck by the work in this film of Paul Walker Hauser.
He's so funny.
Specifically because what a difference a Hauser makes. I mean, you talk about the difference between Paul Walker and Paul Walker Hauser, you're talking about the absolute other ends of the spectrum there. So,
Sure.
well done, Hauser.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm a big movie nerd, so I went to the French New Wave, clearly an influence on
Totally,
this.
of course. Yeah.
And I picked 2 movies, Jean-Pierre Melville's Le Samurai from 1967.
Sure.
All-time great. Yes. Oh, yeah, there you go. But, you know, the idea of a jazz club as a front for criminal activity and violence taking place in there, you know, with whatever warring factions as straight Melville, and also you could argue that the colors and, you know, the song is right there.
And Pamela Anderson absolutely killed it in that scene.
Yeah, she did great.
So good. Yeah.
And then I'm going to also go to Jean-Luc Godard. I think it was 66 Pierrot Le Fou, which is my favorite Godard movie. I'm just talking to myself at this point in time.
Yeah.
Because in the end credits, when everything is still and they look into the camera and, oh, are you guys watching us? That's at one point, Pierre Le Fou is just driving down the highway and he turns back and talks to the audience just completely out of nowhere. And it's one of the great fourth wall breaks in cinema history. This is why I'm single, y'all.
Anything else over there, Doug?
Yeah.
You could probably fit another Batman in if you tried.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hit all of them yet. So to go off of French New Wave, we're inspired by the noir of the 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the use of the voiceover was great and not like, I don't know, like it did. Usually voiceover is such a bummer. But they did such a good job with that, and of course a nod to classic noir. And then I would want to go back and go to that scene where Pamela Anderson is walking through the police station, and everyone has an inner monologue that we're all invited to.
Yeah.
So 30 people, and she had legs that went all the way up to her elbows.
I love that
Well,
so
and
much.
also in noir, there's always that character, the damsel who's related to the murder victim.
Always, yeah, every time.
So Maltese Falcon,
Sure.
any one of those you can rock in there.
Absolutely.
Is it because it's PG-13 that she couldn't be smoking? Was there any smoking in this?
Oh,
Gosh darn it!
Yeah, the cigar.
Oh, the cigar.
Yeah. Did you ever light it though?
Oh yeah,
was
he
lit.
did.
Fully
he lit it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he was the bad guy.
That's true. He's a bad guy.
so
Bad
It's
guy.
PG-13. They
It
had
was,
a
it was,
with
a
a dog.
It was a hard PG-13 from my eyes. Oh, was that your
Dog
laugh?
scene would definitely stretch it.
He
Yeah.
was, there's a,
That was definitely Sam.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
in the dark of the matinee, we had the wonderful guffaws.
It was
of
so
you, sir.
great.
Thank you for that.
That's what I said. Watching this with an audience is everything I hope for. So, speaking of the audience, do we have any puzzle pieces out there? Anybody want to throw one in right here?
The idea of the villain having a brain pulse that makes people go bonkers, that's the original Kingsman with
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson had that.
That was like the whole thing, the whole plot device. But yeah, that was the whole thing.
Horrific sequence in that church set to a Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Sure.
Where everybody's just
Everybody,
with each other for absolutely no reason.
everybody wants some. Right?
Yeah.
Also, the independent film, The Signal, right? Same
Yeah,
premise?
that
T-pulse.
had that one too. Yeah.
Nice. I haven't seen that. All right. Anybody else have any? Right up here.
Hold on, that's Mikey VIP, and he's got a birthday.
Happy birthday, Mikey!
Legendary rapper and DJ in town.
Thank you. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Because they were in the lounge, and I gave him the Jessica Rabbit vibe with Pamela.
Wasn't there some fun silhouette fun in that movie as well? So we get a little bit.
Well,
Get a little bit of that.
she's in a really tight, form-fitting red dress.
Yeah.
This figure,
Yeah, and then you see it at first, but then
Yeah.
Didn't
yeah.
I see a headline that that Pamela Anderson got a breast reduction, like famously? I did not see a breast reduction. Yeah, well, on this screen, I did not see a breast reduction.
special effects. Watch the end credits. We could get the clues to that. But we got a piece right up here.
On the note of Pamela Anderson's breasts,
What a note it is.
President Costumer here, and I absolutely adored the fact that they put her in a cone bra
Yeah.
for this film. So regardless of size, they were going to be pointy, and they were going to be making eye contact with you.
That is wonderful.
The windows
all
to
of her
the soul.
silhouettes were incredibly well done for a period costuming, which was. I feel like this is one of those few films where the costuming was done in such a way that I can't place it in a time.
That's
Really, you could put it anywhere, minus the technology. You could put it anywhere costume-wise, and I think that was beautifully done. Very timeless.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point. The costumes all just kind of being a mishmash of different eras and whatnot, and it really just goes to these movies just being a playground for what will fit the joke at any given moment. It doesn't necessarily matter continuity wise or anything like that. Just what can we do to make it funny? And yeah, so some of her outfits were all just set up so perfectly, and like that first silhouette scene with the in the office, that was just wonderful. I was like, yeah, this movie, it gets it. They knew exactly what they were doing when they made this thing. Any other puzzle pieces out there? One right there.
I was gonna say they kind of did the iconic Austin Powers shadow play.
Right.
Sure. The Austin Powers thing is right along those same lines. Yes. Oh, it's always funny. And again, that goes to this being able to play with anything. If you're going to do a good slapstick movie, it's got to be able to play with it all.
Well, I'm going to throw a deep cut out to reference that. The first Bobcat Goldthwait directed movie, Sleeping Dogs Lie, is about a woman who actually has a sexual experience with her dog, and then her and her current boyfriend have to deal with all of that.
Yeah.
If you're
That's a
into
dark
some
one.
Bestiality,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Top of the
If you're
list.
looking for something fun to watch tonight.
Before we wrap it up and get into some closing thoughts, any last ones? Anybody else? All right. Mason, let's go to some closing thoughts. Anything else you want to mention?
I just hope the ASPCA has them on their
Yeah.
on their radar in some way, shape, or form. I'm glad that comedy's back. This was a
Yeah.
good summer. This was a good summer for films, and it seems to be closing strong. Weapons is coming out, which I'm really excited about.
Maya Cinema's next Thursday, everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think if we want to see a lot more comedies like this, what's really important is that these films land the plane.
Yeah.
I felt like this film did a pretty good job on that. Did not think Happy Gilmore 2 did a great job
I agree.
of landing
Yeah.
the plane.
Yeah.
But, that's really the thing is like comedies can spin up a couple acts and then there's no emotional through line. And even with the Gatling gun of jokes here, you kind of felt right about Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson. And my wife and I said on the way over here, how they've kind of famously fallen in love. And
Sure.
it's on every news source and news feed. How cool would it be if two actors of a certain age were like, hey, we can get together and play the media the same way that younger actors would.
They're the Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell of this year.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. No, that's all great stuff. Jason, how about you?
So the two best comedies this year are still Friendship and Ephus, I'd say, if you guys are looking for something. I would agree. To me, I love Hot Rod and a lot of the stuff Lonely Island does. I feel like this didn't go far enough. Like you were saying, like they kind of pulled back on some. It's funny, but I think it could have been, I think they should have just gone balls to the wall, and you could tell that's the difference between a studio movie like this and like a Friendship where we're just giving those guys money, or even something like Hot Rod where it's like we don't even know who these people are and what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see it go further, which is why if you guys want, I got a bunch of scripts. Just let me know if you want to invest in anything, and we'll go there. We'll do it.
Yeah.
So, okay, that was my pitch for money for movies. Yay.
Yay, we love movies. We love independent movies. I also say just real quick, just to add to that about Schaffer and the Lonely Island guys and all that stuff, I really hated Rescue Rangers, and that made me so nervous for this movie because as far as like spoofs go, and I know a lot of people love that movie. I'm definitely like in the minority on that, but I just didn't think any of it landed, like a few jokes here and there, but that was almost like the trial run for what this was going to be, and it just did not work. So I was a little nervous when it was announced that they're who are making a new Naked Gun, but man, I loved it. So
quick, I just want to tell a quick story. I pitched a Liam Neeson comedy a few years ago to manager / producer, and it was always the two things. It was a play on his kind of Taken persona, right? Like an updated kindergarten cop type thing, right? where he has to go undercover. And he said, one, he doesn't want to do anything that he normally does. And then he made 17 more of those movies.
Yeah.
And two, he didn't want to do comedy. So it's you get a lot of good information from these people sometimes. So,
Sure. Well, Seth MacFarlane won him over. So
Yeah, not fair. I don't have a Family Guy.
Yeah, exactly. Doug, how about you? Any closing thoughts?
I'm staring at your T-shirt there. You're sporting a Weird Al concert shirt.
Yeah, it's from the show here in Vegas earlier this
beautiful.
year. So,
For those that aren't watching it, or that aren't able to watch, but I love the cameo of Weird Al returning back to the first cameo in the first one.
I think he was in all of them.
And then a series of other cameos.
Yeah, he was definitely in the first, and I watched 33 and a third last night, so he was in that for sure. I can't remember if he was in 2.5.
It's like another timeline where he's the Beatles, or he's Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But and then Dino Marks, my wrestling persona, was very excited to see former WWE champion Cody Rhodes as the bartender. But I always forget the name of that strikingly, oddly sexy man that was the main henchman. Does anyone know his name? He's the oddly...
Durand?
Yes.
Keith Durand?
Keith Durand?
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant?
Durand.
Durant?
Yeah.
He was just in. He played the mayor in Clown in the Cornfield.
Clown in a Cornfield. He's in a lot of just random stuff. He's all over the place. That
But
guy.
he befuddles me. I look at him and I'm like, God, why am I? What? But but as much as I enjoyed him, I was just like, man, I wish Dave Bautista was here. I really had that in my head. And then and thank goodness the gods were smiling and gave us a Dave Bautista at the end.
Yeah.
Oscar within our lifetime.
Dave Bautista is your owl.
Yeah.
In this film.
Al's a Gahool.
He should have won an Oscar already for Knock at the Cabin.
He probably
that's
should have. He's great in that.
He's awesome in that.
Yeah, he's really good in that. Well, that's the only other thing I was going to say. The owl as Frank Drebin Sr.
Can I say the crow? Can we bring it to the crow?
Hey,
And
there
how
you go, the crow.
And when you die, you become an avian guardian.
I like it.
For those you left behind.
I was trying to think of a piece for it. You got it.
I had
So.
Anchorman for that one because it talks and it reminded me of when Baxter spoke bear, which I love that the dog can speak bear.
Actually, the ending with a little subtitle, you have done well or whatever, that is very Baxter. Yeah, so, yeah, I love this movie. I'm so happy with it, and I'm so happy, like I said, that we got to watch this in the theater, have a conversation about it, and Mason, where can people find everything you're up to?
Instagram, TikTok, we're all over the internet and should be in your social media feed. If we're not yet, we will be soon. I tried to make that sound as ominous as possible.
The we is slam ball.
Yeah, we
Slam
should
ball,
say
yes, absolutely, slam ball.
Say slam ball a couple more times. Slam ball.
Slam ball.
We're referencing slam ball.
We're all
which
talking
I'm
about slam ball.
Looking forward to
Maybe
the return of slam ball.
the next Naked Gun, the climax could take back as a slam ball arena game or something.
Work on it.
I did get a call from Warner Brothers about a comedy that they wanted to put slam ball in, and I declined.
Oh, well.
Well, maybe something else will pop up. Jason, how about you?
I'm Jason Harris Comedy or Jay Harris Comedy on all the socials. Dave produces my podcast, Awesome Movie Year, which is where we watch movies like Les Samurai and nerd out over it and everything. And I just do comedy and run trivia nights, and that's it. So you find me on the socials. Come and play.
There you go. Doug, how about you?
Doug Ecks, DOUGECKS on most socials. I'll be playing the role of Dino Marks, a wrestling commentator at the next PrideStyle Pro, which is at the Swan Dive on August 10th, and coming to San Diego September 6th.
Right on.
I believe.
Fantastic. We will be at Maya Cinemas next Thursday, August 7th for Weapons, which is the other movie that I'm the most excited about this year. So 2 back-to-back, just amazing. But then we'll be back here at Downtown Cinemas for what's going to be a completely insane one. The Toxic Avenger on the final Friday of the month. That's August 29th. So hope to see you at some of those shows. And that's our show for tonight. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Come Hi, this is Wax Trax Records here on 2909 South Decatur. We buy all your old 45s, your old albums, any type of music memorabilia. Also, we sell music memorabilia, albums, CDs, and a lot. Come on down to Wax Trax, 2909 South Decatur, or give me a call at 702-362-4300. Thank you very much.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that conversation about The Naked Gun. Thank you to Downtown Cinemas for having us out. Thank you to Jason Harris, Mason Gordon, and Doug Ecks for joining me on that one. And thank you to everybody who showed up to Downtown Cinemas. The more people we get out to these shows, the more we're going to be able to keep doing these. And like I said at the top of the show and during the conversation, we got 2 more coming up, Weapons and The Toxic Avenger. So check piecingpod.com to enter to win some tickets, and hopefully we'll see you at those shows. And we'll be announcing more soon as well for September and October, and we'll see where we go from there. But make sure you're subscribed. You can also follow us on social media at Piecing Pod and join our Facebook group Popcorn and Puzzle Pieces, where we continue the conversation about all the movies we talk about here on the show. And that does it. Yeah. With that said, let's close this thing out with a piece of music like I always do. What can I play for The Naked Gun? This is a tough one. Obviously, I got to go with something funny, right? Well, I guess I can go with something from the Pup Pups, my comedy album of songs about my pets. Yeah, let's go with something from there. All right, I'm going to go with just something completely ridiculous from the Pup Pups. This is a song called Indie Rockin' Dog, about how my little 17-and-a-half-year-old dog Harvey is just a cool dude. He's just a total hipster, rock star, cool guy. And yeah, let's go with this. This is from our new album, 3 Chords in the Pooch, that just came out just last month or a couple weeks ago or something like that. So you can find the album on streaming. It's also available on vinyl at Wax Trax Records and on Bandcamp. And hope you enjoy it, and we'll be back with more Piecing It Together real soon.
He's an indie rock dog, indie rock dog, indie rock dog. He's an indie rockin' dog, indie rock dog, indie rock dog. He's an indie rockin' dog. Check him out when they come to your city. On tour, coming straight to your town. Show, maybe you can ride with me. I knew him before he was famous, but now he's the coolest dog around. He's an indie rockin' dog, indie rockin' dog, indie rockin' dog. He's an indie rockin' dog, indie rockin' dog, indie rockin' dog. He's an indie rockin' dog. He's so cool, he's such a hipster. Introducing all the best bands to his sister. Catch him walk around with his 824 leash. Might be hanging at a trendy restaurant or lounging somewhere on the beach.
An All Points West production, produced by David Rosen in Las Vegas.